With an update on The Rock and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Talking about Jimmy Jacobs departing AEW as he is no longer a part of the creative process for the promotion. Ringside News wrote that Jimmy Jacobs has officially wrapped up his time with AEW and his departure has sparked conversation since the news broke. According to Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful Select, Jacobs was well regarded backstage in All Elite Wrestling and there is no bad blood surrounding his exit. The reasons for his departure appear to stem from burnout and a desire to reduce his travel schedule. AEW viewed this as an opportunity for a creative refresh, as Jacobs had been a key member of the team for over a year. Notably, Jacobs was reportedly present at more AEW shows than anyone except Tony Khan. Fightful Select was told that Jacobs was very well liked backstage in All Elite Wrestling, and there appeared to be no ill will regarding his departure. Jacobs cited burnout and not wanting to travel as much as a reason for wanting to finish up. AEW took the opportunity to decide that the move would be a creative freshening for them, as Jacobs was a major part of the team for well over a year. We are told that outside of Tony Khan, Jacobs was at more AEW shows than anyone. Following the news, a mix of accurate and inaccurate details have emerged about Jimmy Jacobs' AEW departure. One point clarified was that Jacobs, while initially unfamiliar with AEW's on-screen product, was open to learning and took recommendations on how to catch up. We previously noted about concerns regarding Jacobs writing for AEW not connecting with fans. Jimmy Jacobs worked closely with Chris Jericho on developing the learning tree concept, though the original execution wasn't his idea. Additionally, contrary to some reports, Jacobs was well aware, and the notion that he wasn't was the result of bad reporting. Internally, AEW has recognized the need for creative changes and is reportedly planning adjustments moving forward. As for Jacobs, most within AEW expect him to take some time off to recharge after his departure. After appearing at WWE's Bad Blood Premium Live event, Arn Anderson revealed he is not under a Legends deal, saying on his podcast, "No, but that's okay. I haven't had that one-on-one conversation about that in particular. It's alright just for me popping in from time to time if that's what they have for me. I wouldn't be disappointed if that's what it was, but you never know, we'll see." Addressing his previous tweet where he asked for fans to pray for his son, Jimmy Uso, WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi said this on his podcast. "God forbid I even say anything on social media. You know, everybody thought that Jimmy was in the hospital. He was. All I said was just send a prayer to my son. That's it, as any father would give any son. You know, just pray for my son, that's it. I didn't say nothing he was in the hospital. I didn't say I just pray for his health. That's what I was saying. Oh, hell. I got so much slack for just a father trying to send some prayers for his boy." For AEW President Tony Khan's thoughts on Daniel Garcia re-signing with the promotion, Ringside News noted that during a media call ahead of AEW Wrestle Dream, AEW President Tony Khan expressed his excitement about Garcia's decision to extend his contract with the company for years to come. Khan emphasized how important this decision was for both Garcia's career and the morale within the AEW locker room. Khan explained that he understood why Garcia took his time before making such an important life-altering decision. "It's a life-changing decision, and I understand why someone would want to reflect on these things, especially with a major contract year looming," Khan said. He also highlighted Garcia's rapid growth since joining AEW and how he quickly became a wrestler that the company had great confidence in. "When Danny came in, he was immediately in big positions, wrestling our top stars on television. That showed the confidence I had in him and AEW had in Danny from the very beginning." Khan also pointed out out that Garcia has worked closely with veterans like Bryan Danielson and FTR who have mentored him, showing how much the AEW locker room values and believes in his potential. He noted that Garcia's re-signing was a positive boost for the entire company, both for the staff and for the fans. According to PWN, Daniel Garcia's new contract is a 3-year deal, and he received a hefty raise in salary with his new contract as well, further solidifying the fact that Garcia is seen as the future of AEW. According to Fightful Select, Daniel Garcia is expected to be factored into the TNT title picture following the Wrestle Dream pay-per-view. Obviously, this is a sign that AEW has big things planned for the young star. With the Las Vegas Raiders, Rey Mysterio would present the team with a custom WWE title.
Real quick, obviously I gotta give an introduction, but look, we're talking about a high-flying, electric. You can see what he got all that juice going, man. Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer, man. Rey Mysterio with us. Want to appreciate you coming out and talk to the guys, man. And before we do all that, we want to present you with
let me rock that.
Jersey. All to that dedication and work ethic. Little swag, yeah. Fellas, Rey Mysterio, right? Come on.
So as a token of my appreciation, Coach, I wanted to present you with this title for you and the team.
Captains. All the captains come out. Captains. Come on. Get you captains. Still.
Yeah, brother. Let's go. Oh, good, brother. Thanks. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Who's taking this? Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Killer.
Who's taking this bad boy?
What's that shit?
Come on, let's get a picture. Let's get it. You got to hold it up.
Yeah.
Come on, boy.
Here we go, guys. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Speaking about his daughter and son, AEW's Bryan Danielson said this to the Daily Mig Show. "We had a parent-teacher conference at my daughter's school, and it was like, your daughter is the best. She's the best student. She's so helpful. Later that night, I get an email from where our son was going to school, telling us he had been kicked out of school for biting 2 teachers and gouging one in the eye. Of course, they're like, of course the wrestler's son is gouging somebody in the eye. Some of the things I've done were like, no, we don't let him watch wrestling. That's not me in real life." Asked if he misses commentating for WWE, Jerry Lawler said this to Sportskeeda Wrestling. "Well, my health has been a big problem for me lately. I had, first of all, a couple of strokes. That's what cost me my deal with WWE and my commentating because my voice is not perfect. But it's not good enough to do commentating. Do I miss it? No. Well, I just went out there and sat down by myself and I don't know. It was just like another chapter of my life. I got to lay out there and I didn't think much about it. As a matter of fact, like 10 or 15 minutes before it was over, I was thinking, oh my gosh, how much longer is this going to last? So anyway, as soon as it was over, I just got up, went about my business, left the studio, and just went about being Jerry Lawler." Announcing her return to pro wrestling for WrestleCade Weekend 2024, former WWE star Layla L wrote on X, "Hi all, it has been a while since I've been able to connect with you all, but I am excited to announce that I will be making some appearances soon. I hope you all can come say hi and catch up with me. I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you." Security footage has now been released of Kevin Owens attacking Cody Rhodes after Bad Blood. Talking about AJ Lee potentially returning to WWE, Eric Bischoff noted on his 83 Weeks podcast, "I'll be shocked if we don't see AJ Lee return, and probably disappointed because wow, potential story here. I mean, you could put 6 different writers in 6 different rooms and they'll come back with 6 pretty good stories, maybe some great. So yeah, why not? Are you kidding me?" CM Punk previously said this about his wife AJ Lee returning to WWE, as he told the SI Media podcast, "You cannot possibly push my wife in any direction she does not want to go. I get this question every single time I am interviewed. I do not mind because it makes sense to me, because I am as big a fan of AJ Lee as your niece or all her legion of fans. You know, she inspired a generation of female wrestlers, and I think you see a lot come through NXT now. There's some on the indies and everything like that. So what she did resonated. As a fan, 100%, I would do cartwheels if she came back, but I cannot make her do anything, you know, and that's not the relationship we have. I would never try to force her to do anything I wouldn't want to do myself." Addressing those that accuse him of not selling moves during matches, AEW's Will Ospreay told the Masked Man Show, "I just feel there are different aspects in what people say with selling. If you understand and look at the backstory that I go through, who were the guys that I was training alongside? Okada, Ishii. You don't think at any point in those training sessions in Japanese camps where you'd land on your head and they'd be like, get up and just swing. If you don't have that small burst of energy before you're about to do something, they're going to get the upper hand and win. I say to all those people who say you don't know how to sell, you don't know the backstory. You don't know how I got here. You've never been in a situation where you've been in a moment where if you don't put your foot on the gas pedal, you die." To those people, I get where they're coming from, I understand. But if you pause your opinion for a second and take a wide look at the arena, they're standing up. You can't tell Picasso how to paint. After betraying Bryan Danielson in AEW Wrestle Dream, Wheeler Yuta could be seen receiving boos from fans. Going over a potential IC title match between Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, as well as a bout between Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed taking place at Crown Jewel, Dave Meltzer noted in the Wrestling Observer newsletter on Raw. The 2 matches they were directly pushing were Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker. At press time, neither were listed for this show, but we were told Rollins versus Reed was possible for the show. The term used being not right now, but they suspect that will change, and Uso versus Breaker has a different date scheduled right now. Ringside News added that Ibu of WrestlePurist.com confirmed that the Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso rematch will headline Raw in a few weeks, rather than taking place at Crown Jewel. This shift allows WWE to build towards another highly anticipated match at Survivor Series War Games, where it is rumored that Jey Uso could end up on Roman Reigns' team, setting up a potential Bloodline versus Bloodline clash. Mentioning what is to come of a possible match between Goldberg and World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, Ringside News wrote that at Bad Blood, Gunther taunted Goldberg, calling him a one-trick pony while the Hall of Famer was sitting ringside with his family. Goldberg attempted to jump the barricade in response, but security stepped in before things could get physical. This moment left fans speculating whether Goldberg might compete again, especially with Triple H fueling the rumors by saying never say never when asked about Goldberg's future. However, Meltzer's update suggests that while the confrontation was intense, it won't immediately lead to a match. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, there are no plans for a Gunther versus Goldberg match at Crown Jewel, where Goldberg typically earned $2 million per appearance. Gunther is already set to face Cody Rhodes at that event. Additionally, a potential match between Goldberg and Gunther is not scheduled for Survivor Series or WrestleMania as of now, though WrestleMania plans usually start coming together around October. Meltzer Meltzer hinted that while the match isn't currently on the books, it's not entirely off the table either. WWE is known for shifting gears quickly, and with Triple H's never say never comment, fans are left to wonder if Goldberg's return to the ring could still happen down the line. Touching on the Bloodline angle and plans for Jimmy Uso, who recently returned to WWE at Bad Blood, Ringside News noted that, according to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, WWE has big plans for this storyline. Meltzer confirmed that the story will revolve around Jimmy Uso attempting to convince Roman that they need reinforcements to face off against Solo Sikoa. So they're going to do the big thing where Jimmy has to convince Roman that there are 4 of us and 2 of us and we need some guys, Meltzer explained, hinting at even bigger developments in the coming weeks. For an update on the status of The Rock appearing at WrestleMania 41, Ringside News wrote that the rumors are swirling, but The Rock wants to make one thing clear: don't believe the hype. After a shocking appearance at WWE Bad Blood 2024, fans have been buzzing about whether Dwayne The Rock Johnson will step back into the ring for WrestleMania 41. However, recent reports from Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter indicated that The Rock isn't currently scheduled for a match in next year's WrestleMania. Despite the buzz, The Rock isn't holding back when it comes to addressing the rumors. After a fan asked him on Instagram, "Are you really not working Mania 41? Say it ain't so." The Rock shut down the speculation, replying, "Don't believe any of that BS." Meltzer reported that while The Rock's surprise appearance at Bad Blood reignited excitement, there are no concrete plans for him to face Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. According to Meltzer, The Rock's busy schedule prevents him from making a full commitment to a match at this time. He explained he already gave word that he wouldn't be able to do that match. Although The Rock brought out the iconic People's Belt, a gift from Muhammad Ali's widow, Meltzer clarified that the moment wasn't necessarily a setup for an in-ring return. He noted, "The story is simply his schedule got too heavy, he couldn't commit to doing it right." Now, Dave Meltzer has said this on Wrestling Observer Radio: "I know he was not confirmed for the show as of Thursday, so if something changed, I'll find out. If he wants to do it, he's doing it. It's up to him, obviously. As long as it's confirmed by when it needs to be confirmed, it could be confirmed at any time. They want to know going into the Royal Rumble where they are going, and at that point, we'll see. But yeah, that's the deal." And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.